Welcome to this month's OSU Extension Monthly. This is going to be our holiday edition for this month, and we are very excited here at the Texas County OSU Extension to be celebrating the holidays. We want to, on this TV show, to give you some tips, some hints, some little facts, some things that might make your holiday extra special, more safe, or fun for the kids. We're going to begin today with Ashley, our 4-H educator, and Ashley is going to demonstrate how to make a childhood cookie because traditions are very important during holiday time. It's the things that make the holidays is those things that are tradition. And she says that her grandmother and her mother and everyone always made, I think they're called raspberry almond tart, and they sound delicious. So we're going to turn it over to Ashley to demonstrate the cookie.
Hi everybody, like Arlene says, I'm going to make a raspberry almond tart. They are a cookie that is very popular up in Germany, where my family originated from. It's basically a little cookie with powdered sugar and raspberry jelly in them. To start out, what you're going to do is get 2/3 cups of almonds and lay them flat on a cookie sheet. You're going to put them in the oven at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes or until the air smells delicious with almonds. After that, they're done roasted. Take them out, let them cool. Then you're going to put them in a food processor and mix them with 1/4 cup of brown sugar until they're fine, powdered, and finally crumbled. While you're doing that, while it's pureeing or flattening, making them smaller, you're going to get ready the powder ingredients. You're going to add 2.5 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to mix them together until they're nice and mixed into the flour. Once they're mixed into the flour, you'll have a plain white powder dough. What I like to do to help me out later, I like to put my almond mixture of cinnamon and sugar, or brown sugar and almonds on top. It just makes the mixing process easier later. Next, you're going to get 1 cup of butter, 2 sticks of unsalted real butter. Doesn't work with the margarine or the vegetable spread. It's pure, makes it very much better. Then you're going to add the other 1/4 cup of brown sugar into the butter. Once you add it in there, you're going to cream it until it's nice and smooth. It's usually going to take about 2 to 3 minutes to cream your butter until it's nice and fluffy. Once it's creamed, it'll look just like that. Nice, fluffy, like a pillow. Then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 egg, and you're going to blend it more. But you got to be careful not to over mix it, because if you over mix it, you'll have a very dense mixture that won't mix with your flour ingredients. So you want to blend it till it's all mixed in. You can't tell that you added anything in, and it's smooth. you need to get the sugar and stuff off the side. Stop in between. Makes it easier to mix with a lot there than a little. Okay, once it's mixed and smooth, you're going to add the flour mixture a little bit at time. So you don't want to shock the blender. Add the last of the flour in there. If you have to, you can mix it with a spatula, or how the Germans like to do it, by hand. Typically, this recipe is made on the table. They don't use mixing bowls or anything. They just make a pile of flour, a pile of your powder ingredients, and you mix with your hands. I always thought that was fun because I got to make a mess on the counter and we had to clean it up. But it's the only acceptable time. So here goes the hands. You want to mix it so that it's all nice and it forms a round ball. Then it all sticks together. Make sure you scrape all the flour and powdered ingredients off the bottom. Once it's mixed together, it'll form a ball like that. And what you do, you'll break it in half and flatten it out into a disc-like form. Wrap it in saran wrap and put it in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours so it can harden slightly. You don't want it too hard because if it's too hard, you have to let it cool so you can be able to roll it out. 3 hours later, you pull it out of the fridge on a lightly powdered surface. Can we stop for a minute? I don't have flour. Okay. After 3 hours, you pull it out of the fridge. You want to put it on a lightly powdered surface so you can roll it out. If you want to, probably should. Flour up your rolling pin a little bit so it makes it easier. And you get it, and you kind of push it out. Makes it firm, easier to roll, and it's not near as sticky. You want to roll it to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Make sure it stays on the table. Once it's rolled out, you're going to get a cookie cutter. You can use a normal cookie cutter, a round one, a star one, whichever one you want. You want to cut the first one just plain star shape or round shape. Then you want to cut another one, but if you have a cookie cutter like this, you can insert a middle. You want to insert your middle and cut another one with the center cut out. Once those are, you do a couple, or you cut out on your roll. Make sure you have the same amount of whole cookies as you do cookies with solid cookies. You put them on your cookie sheet. And there's your whole cookie with a hole in it. Put them on your cookie sheet, preheat the oven to 350, and bake them for 8 to 10 minutes. Once they are finished, they will come out looking like these. And what you do from there, you get raspberry jelly. I like Schmuckers, it's kind of a family tradition as well. We use the raspberry jelly with the seeds, and you butter it on there like you're putting it on the toast. Then you use your whole cookie and put it on top, like that. Repeat for all your cookies. And this is the reason why you want to have a solid cookie and a whole cookie. Once you're done with that, you get your sifter and your powdered sugar. You put it and just lightly tap some Confederate sugar over the top, and you have a traditional raspberry almond tart. Next, Katie is going to talk about facts about trees and possibly decorate a tree.
And like Ashley just said, I'm going to talk a little bit about Christmas trees. And that's usually my favorite thing to do around this time, is going to go pick out a real Christmas tree. And that's usually all that we ever gotten are real Christmas trees. You can get the real Christmas trees either at a Christmas tree farm, or you can go to a local Walmart or a farm store, and they usually have real Christmas trees lined up. There are approximately 25 to 30 million real trees sold throughout the year in the U.S. There are about 15,000 Christmas tree farms within the United States. For every Christmas tree that's harvested, one to three seedlings are planted in place of that Christmas tree the following spring. It can take as long as 15 years to have a Christmas tree to get up to the 6 to 7 foot range. Usually it's about an average of 7 years, but again, depending on how the weather is and the climate, and if you get enough rain or if you don't get enough rain, issues like that's going to affect it. And the top producing Christmas trees states are Oregon, North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Washington. And like I said, with Christmas trees, the other thing that I love doing is decorating the Christmas trees. So I'm going to do some crafts. Usually, my mom always said that her favorite thing is looking back at all the lovely crafts that my sister and I did throughout the school years. And again, whenever I walk past a Christmas tree, I'm just like, oh goodness, my art talent, not the greatest. So I came up with a few. The first one I'm going to do, it's a snowman. And this is, again, you can get this design on Pinterest is where I got mine at. So, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut out this part, the circle part first. And you're going to put it on a piece of paper. I put it on a construction paper. It's a lot heavier, so it's going to hold up better. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut along the black lines all the way around. When you do that, you're going to end up with this cut out at the very end. So what you're going to do next is you're going to, in this circle part, is a snowman's face. So you're going to need a black marker and an orange marker. So with the black marker, You're gonna make some eyes and a smiley face if you want a smiley face. And then with the orange marker, you're going to make the nose for a carrot. And it should end up looking like this. Next, again, you have to cut out, and then you're going to cut out the hat and the arm as well. And so when you do that, for the hat, I used the foam paper. If you don't have foam paper, again, construction paper works just as well. So what I did was I cut out the hat, and you're going to glue the hat to the snowman. Again, that's going to be your next step. And then for the arms, again, I just used brown construction paper. And you're going to want to put it right about on this side, so your second notch, and then the third ribbon is where you're going to locate them at. And again, you're just going to glue those on there. After you glue those arms on there, you're going to want to wait a little bit just so they dry and they can stay put on the snowman. Next, you're going to take a paper punch, and you're going to make a hole out of the top of the hat, and you're going to use pipe cleaner. Or you can use string or twine. I just thought the pipe cleaner added a little bit more of a decoration theme to it. And then you're just going to tie or twist, as I'm doing, just to make sure that it's secured. And then your final project should come out looking like this, and you have an Olaf. So a little bit more fun facts about Christmas tree. In 1882, Thomas Edison's laboratory assistants introduced the first electrical light Christmas tree. It only had 80 bulbs on it, and it cost a small fortune. Until the 1930s, most of your Christmas trees grew in forests or abandoned fields. Scotch pine and Virginia pine are the two common Christmas trees that are grown here in the state of Oklahoma. Christmas trees are biodegradable, which means that they're going to break down and become part of the soil again. So when you're done with your Christmas tree, if you don't leave it up year-round, hopefully not, you can use those branches and needles, and they're going to make a good mulch for your garden. So if you have a garden come spring, use that Christmas tree to mix it into your garden. Also, these trees are going to provide a home for the birds. But you just want to make sure that if you use the tinsels on your Christmas trees that you take those off, because you might make the birds sick, and you don't want to make birds sick. So with that, I'm going to go on to my second craft. And as most of you guys probably are doing Christmas stuff, you're going to probably make cupcakes during the time. So if you have extra cupcake holders, this is a craft for you. I just did 3, you can do 4, you can do 5, you can do this how many you want. But what you're going to do is you're going to fold them in half like this, all of them. Just like this. And now you're going to kind of do a little pyramid. So I'm going to do the red one as my base. So I'm just going to leave it like that size. The blue, I'm just going to kind of fold it just a little bit, just so I can get a little bit less of it on the red. You can either use glue or tape. Double-sided tape was my friend for this one. So you're just going to I put it on the red first, and then you're going to lay the next one on top of that. And then, like I said, I like the double-sided tape because you can tape it over and lay it down and make sure that you get those extra sides to it. And then I'm going to use just regular little ribbon to hold it together. And all I did was I just kind of made a little knot out of it, tied it. And then I just used regular one-sided tape and I just stuck it to the back. And then I put a star on the top of it. And you can use beads, glitter, whatever you would like. And this will be your outcome. Some other fun facts about Christmas trees. The official Christmas tree tradition at the Rockefeller Center started in 1933. Since 2004, the tree has been topped with a 550-pound crystal star. And since 2007, the tree has been lit with 30,000 energy-efficient LED lights, which are powered by solar panels. The 14th President of the United States was the first president to have a Christmas tree in the White House. And since 1966, the National Christmas Tree Association has given the Christmas tree to the president and first family to be put in the Blue Room. Now, in the first week of having your Christmas tree in your home, it will consume as much as a quart of water per day. So my last little project I'm going to do is a candy cane. So pipe cleaners, favorite thing to use is a pipe cleaner. You can use different colors of pipe cleaners, doesn't matter. I'm just going to use green. At one end of it, you're going to tie a knot in it. Again, if you have little kids, they're going to have littler knots, so just make sure. And with the bigger kids like me, fingers kind of grow a little bit over time, so knots are going to be a little bit bigger. And then you're just going to use beads. So all you do is you're just going to slide it down. Use different kind of beads. You can have the same kind of beads. I decided to go with this pattern. And then you're just going, again, tie a little knot at the top of it. And your outcome should look like this to hang on the tree. Again, I use different beads for this. Like I said, either type will work. So my last little fun facts of Christmas trees. Today, most artificial Christmas trees are going to be made out of your PVC plastic. 10.9 million artificial trees were purchased in the U.S. last year. Live Christmas trees have been sold commercially in the United States since about 1850. Lastly, An acre of Christmas trees provide the daily oxygen requirement of 18 people.
And thank you, Ashley, for the wonderful demonstration of some cookies that I'm sure would be delightful. They would look very lovely on a tray of cookies that you might want to give to someone for the holidays. You know, a gift that you make really does say that you love someone. It's not cheap. Some people nowadays feel like it's cheap, but it really isn't. It's a gift of love. And Katie, I love, love, love your ornaments. They will look so pretty. I too have a big collection at home of my children's ornaments they've made through the years. There's a few things that will be coming up in the next few days and months of the remainder of this year and starting into the new year that we would like to tell you about. We have a fall beef tour coming up in the end of November. Be sure to find out about that from Katie. We have some 4-H events going on. We'll have our winter social and our 4-H has talent contest. That'll be the first part of December. And then I have some things going on that I think some of you might really enjoy doing that. We are actually going to have a barn quilt block workshop. And that will be held out at the Texas County Activity Center on January the 28th. For some reason, I keep wanting to say 29th, but it is the 28th. It's a Saturday. It'll begin at 9. $25 is the cost, and we'll be done probably around 4 in the afternoon. You can bring with you a yardstick, a hair dryer, and and pencil. But if you don't get there with the pencils, I'm sure I'll have plenty. If you've got a block that you specifically want to do, you can bring that pattern and we'll show you how to get that onto the board. Everything else you need will be provided. So if you're interested in that, the class is limited to only 15 so that we can help each other get their product done, because nothing is more fun than not doing something or doing something and not getting it finished. And I do that quite often. So if you're interested in that, contact the OSU Extension office at 580-338-7300 and get signed up for that. And you know, from the OSU Extension office, we're here to help improve the quality of your life. That's our mission, that's our goal, and we really do appreciate having the opportunity to serve each and every one of you. So during this holiday season, we'd like to say to you that, you know, we wish you the very best. Enjoy your family, enjoy your time with the children, enjoy being together with one another. I realize sometimes for some people the holidays are more stressful than they need to be, but work really hard to make it something that is memorable in a good way rather than, oh, I don't want to ever go back there again. So if you would like, on December the 20th, we will have a holiday open house here. We're going to have a hot chocolate bar, so come by, say hello, and have some hot chocolate with us. We'd love to see you. Until next time,